Welcome to the Roadrunner Scooters YouTube channel. In this video we will be showing you how to replace your electric scooter's brake disc. This video is longer than our previous ones, but we promise that you'll enjoy every bit of it and learn so much, so make sure to watch this video until the end. The process of replacing an electric scooter's brake disc can be a bit complicated, but we found a way to simplify it just for you. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and if you find this tutorial helpful, hit the like button. Have any questions? Leave them in the comment section below. Before trying to install a new brake disc, please try the tips and tricks shown in this video. You will find the link in the description. First of all, here are all the tools we'll be using. Here is the axle nut wrench, an electrical tape, a full set of Allen keys or hex bits, a multi-tool, a sharp knife, and of course, we shouldn't forget our safety gloves. To make the procedure easier and faster, we recommend adding an electric screwdriver to the mix. You'll also need a sturdy box or a scooter stand like we have here. This will make things a lot easier. Now let's get started. Lift your scooter and remove the deck cover. If you don't know how to remove the deck cover from your scooter, we have a separate video on that on our channel. You'll find the link in the description below. Remove the deck cover and the rubber gasket. During this entire process, make sure to put your all screws, nuts and washers in the box so you don't lose any of them. Now grab your battery from the back side and lift it up. There are several strips of the double-sided tape under the battery, so it might take a little bit of effort to lift that. If you can't do it with your hands, you can use an L-shaped wrench or hex key to pop out the battery. We're moving the battery to the side so we would have more space to work with our wires. Next, disconnect two yellow battery connectors attached to the battery. Now find the motor wire that goes along your battery here. Next, you'll need to find the point where the motor connects to the controller. There are three color wires. You have the blue, green and yellow. Yes, there should also be a white connector somewhere around here. There might be some piece of liquid tape on the white connector. Gently and slowly remove that from the connector. There is no need to rush. Now pull aside those rubber protectors attached to the three colored wires. Next, you'll need to remove the electrical tape from the wire connectors. Again, you really need to do this gently and with precision. Any wrong move and you can damage any of the wires by cutting them through. Using our sharp utility knife, we are now slowly cutting away the black tape around the wire connectors. Now that you have removed the electrical tape, grab your flathead screwdriver and twist loose those connectors to release the upper part of the connectors like we are doing here. That's it, you're doing great. Now remove the screw on the top of the rear light cover. Next, gently pull out all the motor wires through the hole in the scooter's frame, like we're doing here. Remove the protective caps from the wheel and suspension nuts. Now take your 21mm axle nut wrench and unscrew both wheel nuts. After that, remove the safety tabs washers from the scooter's wheel. You'll need to unscrew the left suspension nut as well. Doing this helps you to remove and later reinstall the wheel without stress. Now slowly remove the wheel from the suspension arms. If you have a fender installed, you'll need to remove that as well. All you need to do is unscrew the 4 hex screws connected to the fender at the top. Next, there are two small clamps on the left swing arm that hold the motor wire in place. Remove one screw from both of them and flex the clamp to the side in order to release the motor wire. To get the access to the clamp here, you'll need a really small Allen key, otherwise you'll need to remove the whole swing arm by completely unscrewing that 18mm nut. Now unscrew one of the screws on the second clamp and flex that to the side too. Great, you have successfully removed the motor from your scooter. Now unscrew the 6 hex screws that hold the brake disc in place. Remove your old brake disc and install a new one. Take your new brake disc and make sure to follow the arrow on the disc that shows the rotation direction. Here is an important thing. The motor wire should go under the brake line. If you do the opposite, you will not be able to attach the motor wire to the swing arm correctly. This is very important for you to keep this in mind. Now reinsert the motor wires back into the hole in the scooter's frame. Next, connect your motor wire to those two tiny clamps at the backside of the swing arm. After that, take the 3 washers, place 2 on the left and the last one on the right side of the axle, just like we did here. Next one, let's reinstall your wheel. To get started, you'll need to place the brake disc in the brake caliper. Make sure the brake disc is placed exactly in the middle of the brake caliper between the 2 brake pads. You need to be really careful, especially if you're dealing with hydraulic brakes. Also remember to pay attention to the orientation of the washers. The outer washer should face up, while the tab needs to latch on the hole in the swing arm. Once the washers are well fitted in place, the wheel won't be able to fall out. It's actually a safety mechanism to prevent the motor from dropping off. And now you need to put the axle nuts back on. After that, reinstall the rear light cover. The motor wires should go into the small slot at the back. Now attach the plastic cover back in place with a screw that we removed at the beginning of this video. We are moving closer to the finishing point. You've been doing great. Next up is connecting the wires. First, reconnect the white plug-and-play connector. Now grab 3 colored wires and attach them to their colored counterparts: yellow to yellow, blue to blue, and green to green. Before closing the deck, you'll need to check if the motor is running fine. To do that, reconnect the battery. Then turn on your scooter and press the throttle. As you can see, the motor is running fine, which means all connections are good. After testing this, make sure to disconnect your battery. Next, cut 3 pieces of electrical tape. Now give all 3 colored connectors a gentle squeeze with your pliers. For safety reasons, you should cover all 3 connectors with electrical tape. Be sure to completely cover all these connectors, none of them should be left exposed. Now move the white rubber covers exactly to the middle of the wire connectors, like we have here. That's it. Yep, it's time to organize the wires. Before closing the deck, make sure to carefully inspect all wires and connectors to ensure that no wire is pinched, disconnected, or exposed. You'll need to connect the battery as well. And now, proceed to closing the deck. Oh yeah, there is one more important topic we should quickly touch. We'll show you how to work with your front brake disc. Since the wires are under the wire cover, you'll need to remove the zip ties and cover them back once the new brake disc is installed. Everything is basically the same like with the rear motor, except where the wires go. The wires go under the plastic cover here. You can easily get access to the motor wires by removing the plastic cover that is attached with 4 screws. The front motor is connected to the other controller, but you'll find exactly the same system here with a white plug-and-play connector and 3 color wires, yellow, green and blue. And one final thing, before you take your scooter out for a ride, remember to double check all bolts, screws and nuts. The whole procedure is quite lengthy and it requires patience plus precision, but we really hope you found our simplified process breakdown helpful. And if you still have any questions, leave them below in the comments section. And that concludes our video on the process of uninstalling and reinstalling your brake disc. If there are any 2 things Roadrunner Scooters stand out for, it's quality products and excellent customer service. So do you need spare parts or accessories for your electric scooter? Make roadrunnerscooters.com your go-to and you won't be disappointed. We got all our replacement parts organized according to their scooter model, so you can easily find and purchase the parts you need for any scooter. Got questions about our products? Please contact our team at info@roadrunnerscooters.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more tips and tricks from Roadrunner Scooters. See you in our next video.